We're going to another Beyblade tournament today. I just got smoked yesterday at a big one. I'm trying to get my revenge today. We're playing Unite. So I'm in my new favorite build of Wizard Rod, you'll see. My biggest issue with Wizard is I hate Hexa, and all the other bits have low burst resistance, except Unite. It moves like ball, it moves like rush. It's really good, I'll show you. All right, for the deck profile, first we have Phoenix Wing on 760 Rush today. This is a ratchet swapped 760. It's a red 770 that I swapped with the 760 build. The full red Phoenix looks so good, and the 760 makes it a little bit heavier to hit harder. Next, we have Shark Scale 960 Low Rush. For the first time, we are not playing this on 160. The 960 I was testing out today to maximize the stamina of the Shark. I think it works pretty good because I'm saving the 160 for my Wizard. The Wizard being 160 Unite. Wizard Rod, of course, the best Beyblade in the game. But the Unite bit, high burst resistance, and it moves really interesting. So let me show you how to play it. So Unite basically has two modes depending on how you launch it. So if I'm on X side, I'm gonna go for a tilted slide launch to kind of get into the top left pocket. And then it can drop down and start beating down like an attack type, which is really fun. On the B side, I have a slight tilt and I kind of slide it towards me. So the Beyblade kind of goes upwards and hangs out towards the top of the stadium as long as possible. And then once it straightens out, it'll go on this really fast, like extreme dash swing, which is pretty unexpected when you face it. And then when the case calls for it, sometimes I just go for a hard flat launch to make it go for the extreme dash right away. This is good for destabilizing Wizard on Hexa, depending on where they launch it, and just if you want to play more aggressive. And of course today we are back at Dave & Buster's for a ranked tournament. Rules are pretty simple, just 3-on-3, 5 rounds of Swiss, and then a top cut. First to 7 points, single elimination. Let's jump right into game 1 here against Mac Jr. He's running the Aero Pegasus first, which I'm seeing a lot of APs, guys. The imports have finally started coming in. It's a scary Beyblade to go against for sure, especially for my attack types. But round 1, going with my Phoenix Wing first because I'm on the B side, and I get a nasty double tap here to get the extreme finish on their Aero Pegasus. Beautiful 3-0 start. In my mind, I thought I was going to get a spin finish because I got some decent hits, but I don't know what happened to my Phoenix. He kind of just like decided to stay in the middle and get that 2-tap, so it was pretty good. Second Beyblade here is going to be against Wizard Rod 760 Hexa, and I call it out here, and I'm like, why are you playing 760? Or I didn't ask why, but I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like 760, but he said that he literally just forgot to switch it back to 160 before the tournament. And my Shark Scale just goes to town here. Even against this really high stamina, high defense Wizard Rod, with that 760, we just met on the rail, I think, one too many times for him, and we just sapped all the stamina away. So a quick 4-0 lead into our third Beyblade. So the debut of Wizard Rod 160 Unite coming in here. I see a Shark Scale on level or jolt, and I also see that his launch kind of comes closer to the extreme pocket, so I put my Wizard into the center, and I get the automatic burst. They land, and I just boom it into the extreme. Doesn't even matter. The bit comes off. Wizard Rod, you don't really expect that from it, but there we go. Way better than yesterday. Yesterday, I got freaking clobbered for half the game, so winning that flawlessly felt pretty good. I don't know how I bursted the Shark. I swear it felt like I just made it bounce into my Wizard, so clean 6-0. All right, round 2 against our good friend Liba here. Played him in our last video, and he's changed up his deck just a little bit. As you can see on the right, he's playing an Emperor Might. But this first game here, I'm starting Wizard against his Tyranno Beat. I took the X side this time, and I have a new strategy of starting Wizard on the X side, and it pays off because we get a nice little extreme finish. We're kind of just hovering around each other in the middle there, and get that 1-tap into the extreme. Another first Beyblade Extreme, so we're up 3-0 here, going into our Phoenix against his Emperor. Taking that B side in the middle, I start the Phoenix at the top left, and he hits the Shroud there. As you can see, the camera even moved. So Judge Sean is going to call us a Shroud hit. It's going to be a relaunch, even though I get that pocket. So the game would have been right there, but it's going to be a relaunch. And I'm going to go with the same strategy, but it might have not been a good idea because he changes up his launch a little bit and he pockets me instead. So now it's 3-2, and the game is suddenly very close. But I have my Shark Scale going third against his Clock Mirage. Back on the disc ball, but he's playing a little bit lower. I think it's a 755 this time. Not 755, a 455. Wait, no. Is it? 755 is correct. I was right. And he's going to get this little self pocket here, so I get a point for that. If you self KO, it doesn't count as like the full pocket or extreme. punish. It's only 1 point, so he's still in the game. It is now 4-2. And despite that, like I still know the matchup is very good for me because Clock Mirage is very easy to be bursted, and I'm playing Shark Scale, which is the best Beyblade in the game to get a burst. And he's tilted the wrong way. I got a nice hit there, and it literally launches the blade out of the stadium, and all the parts come apart. GG's. The rematch from the earlier video. I played him before. He's back on the Clock Mirage. I luckily did get the burst, as I predicted, by running Shark Scale last. Very good. Look who it is. It's Carlos, guys. And Succulent is judging.
Favorite player, guys.
Jaxtyy on the YouTube.
Alright, as you saw there, Carlos Flow, infamous on the channel because he called a late launch once after getting streamed, and we had to redo it because I was technically a little late that other video. Anyway, let's see if we can beat him here. The last time I played him, he started Wizard Rod, so I was like, let me start my Wizard, and hopefully I can use the Unite to my advantage and beat that Hexa. But he changes it up on me and starts Shark Scale, which is still a decent matchup for me, for my Wizard. I go for a cross-court kind of tilt launch to be as slow as possible, but he kind of gets me loose and flies me out of the stadium. And in this tournament, stadium outs are only 1 point, which I think is correct, right? Because stadium outs are very hard to tech for. So just a 1 point punish is valid. And then now I'm on my X side again. Shark Scale is my X side resident. This time it doesn't have 160 anymore, but I still just play on the X side because I'm used to it. I see Carlos going for a crazy flick launch, so I try to cut off his tech as soon as possible by putting it into the corner. I get that early contact that I want. The Wizard hits a really wild extreme dash, and I boom it into the pocket right here. But it just isn't enough to close it out because it jumps out with that 160. And then just like that, as you can hear me say, the Wizard still wins after all that. So the Shark is very much slow now. The Wizard looks like it barely lost half of its HP. So Carlos is going to go up 2-0 with 2 spin finishes. Look at this guy. And I did hear a launcher crack, so I walked away from him. He was like, you heard the guy. He's taunting me while I'm off camera. But third bay here, back to my GOAT Phoenix Wing against his GOAT Aero Pegasus. We play this matchup so often in testing, so it's really 50-50. I lose to it all the time. Aero Pegasus is very round. It's good at deflecting attackers, and it has decent decent attack power itself. Big hits from Phoenix, and I get a cross-court bang into the pocket. Let me get a bang, guys. So now we tied up 2-2. That's good. I really needed that. And also, you see on my new launcher, I swear my launcher was like hitching or something, so switching back to this blue one, this was brand new. Not switching back, this is a brand new launcher. This is the very first game I've ever using it. Now it's gonna be Shark Scale Mirror. He's gonna jump around a little bit, kind of a bad launch from him, but it's still gonna count, just the way it is. You gotta master your launches, man. I chase it down a little bit. I can't find like a strong enough hit to get it into a pocket or anything, so it just comes down to a stamina battle. And I did mention at the beginning of the video, the 960 on the Shark is going to give it the most stamina possible, especially in the mirror. He's on 170. He has the higher height. It's less balanced. I'm going to get the spin finish here. We take the lead 3-2. Now, I'm back on the B side after this one, and I always just play my Phoenix on the B side, so it wasn't really much of a decision. And he always plays his Aero Pegasus on the X side. So it is going to be the same exact matchup again. I'm looking for a pocket. I've done it once before. I'm basically go for the same launch tech, just hard with a solid flick into the corner. And then hopefully I can come down, drop down, either hit an extreme dash or just get an early counter attack. He's a string player launcher with good tech, and he dodges my first attack there, as you see. I don't self-extreme myself, luckily. And he hits me one little tap there and kind of deflects himself into the extreme. I take this game against Carlos 5-2. I started winning points after changing my launcher there. I think it was a launcher. Just got me more power, and my Phoenix was able to take down that Aero Pegasus in 2 hits. Let's go. He's inputting our scores into challenge because he's a judge, man. Thanks, man. What a righteous man.
Yo, you know who you look like? This is guy from Pick Patowski. Yeah, he always wears a hat and like the fake 7-Eleven.
All right, game against Carlos, W, finally. But last time I did that in Swiss, he beat me again in Top Cut. So either he doesn't make Top Cut or I learned from my mistakes from last time. Take a look at some of the other bladers in the room. This is Cosmos, best string player in the world, I swear to God. Wearing the jaxtyy beanie on this Hover Wyvern. Gets that extreme there. Look at that, dude. Looking fly. Speaking of goated string players, we got Xavier Beyblades here as our round 4 opponent. He's actually 2-1, so I got down paired and he got up paired, so he really wants to win this game to stay in the tournament. And I just want to win in general. I start Wizard Rod here again against his Shark Scale, and the Shark Scale goes really crazy and whiffs a decent amount of attacks. I got a good counter attack here, almost land in the pocket. I jump over it, and then it just starts tilting too much. And you can see the Shark Scale kind of losing stamina there. The Wizard on Unite, man, like, it starts moving really quickly mid-game, and it's able to dodge a lot of attacks like that, get good counterattacks, and then still outspin the opponent because it's still Wizard Rod. I'm telling you, man, Unite is so sick. We're up 1-0 here, going to our second Beyblade. It's my X side, so I'm going to run Shark Scale against his Hover Wyvern. This is the first Hover Wyvern of the day. I love this matchup. It's really risky because it's most definitely going to end in the pocket. And we do get a snipe here, and the battle is literally insane. But unfortunately, we do make contact in the air before we land. I get that pocket, but it doesn't count. So we're going to re-rack these according to Judge Peanuts over there. And I don't know if it's a theme, but I think on the reshoots, if I get a good launch, my opponents typically know what to do after seeing that. So he gets a good tech down. I get pretty good tech here too. I got a little stall on the side, but I just get pushed into the corner, into the pocket. And Xavier goes up 2-1 onto the third Beyblade. And now this is my GOAT, Phoenix Wing, coming in as a closer against a Wizard Rod, which I would say is about like 30-70 in my favor. It's very hard to win, but if I can get like the correct hits, I can do some damage against this Wizard. So I hit this extreme dash, and bang, into the pocket it goes. And Xavier thinks that he lost the game here. He thought I got 5 because of that reshoot, but I did not. He actually is still holding on by a thread. It is 4-2. I need 1 spin finish here, so I go for the Wizard. He goes for Shark Scale again. So this is the same matchup as before. I know I can beat it by a spin finish, so that's all I gotta do is hold on and not give up any points to this Shark Scale. So I'm going for that slide launch. I mentioned that early. Get into that top corner, avoid any hits, and I hit it basically perfectly. Like, he whiffs the early contact, and a first extreme dash, just a little dink, and then Unite just gets really, really loose. And that is a flaw of Unite. It jumps into the extreme, and I lose this game. Beyblade just happens like that. You could be like 1 point away from winning, and then boom, you're out 5-4. All right, in that game, the unfortunate Wizard bounce on that Unite bit gets me into the extreme. I won the first matchup, but he hit me a little bit harder that second time. He even said he was like he knew I was gonna run Wizard, but always a Shark at it and flat launched, which is basically what I do against Wizards. But he takes it with a final extreme. We're 3-1 going to the final round. I broke my cord. You can't really see it, but it's been ripping up my launchers. I've gone through like 4. All right, final Swiss round here. We're going against Succulent, who's actually been judging me all day, so he knows exactly how I play. Starting this Shark Scale against this Hover Wyvern. Fantastic matchup. We both go out of the stadium, but if you slow it down, Shark Scale goes out first. Hover Wyvern is literally like a ramp. So if your Beyblade happens to just spin onto it, it literally just goes flying, and it's really frustrating to play against sometimes. Specifically Hover Wyvern, sometimes Shark Scale as well. But anyway, his Shark versus my Phoenix now, and I always like this matchup. Phoenix is just such a weight bully, and it can have a really good down smash against Shark Scale. So as you can see here, the Shark is tilting a little bit, and Carlos is talking about how my Phoenix is so annoying to play against. But I do take the spin finish here. Very nice to equalize after that Hover Wyvern fiasco. And also before this match, Succulent did ask me to make a bet. Whoever wins this gets a pack of Pokemon cards, because he's been playing Pokemon too. So money's on the line here, guys. Wizard Rod Mirror now. I see that he's playing on Hexa, of course, so I'm trying to go for a strong early attack. So I go cross court, flat launch, and I try to get that hit in the middle, and I whiff 2 of them. I pocket myself, jump out because of the 160, finally get a good hit here. Strong attacks, honestly, from Wizard Rod, as strong as you can get mid-game. But after that self-pocket, I just lost so much stamina, and I'm unable to really close it out with the pocket finish here. and the stamina on his Hexa is higher than mine. So the writing is on the wall in this one. I'm starting to tilt. Succulent is going to win this third battle here, going up 2-1. Score is very low still. Lots can happen in this game. I'm not too worried. I just need to make sure the reshuffle is good. So I get the X side here, and I have two choices. I can go Wizard again. I'm on the B side, my bad. We're starting Phoenix, it's B side. I was looking at the previous stadium. Phoenix on B side, you know what it does. Bang, extreme finish. We're suddenly up 4-2. I put it basically perfectly in the top left, and he sent his Shark into the middle, and before it could sort of go onto my side, I was able to drop down and get that extreme. Lovely one tap. Now it's on my X side, and it's going to be my Shark Scale versus his Wizard. Shark Scale versus the Wizard is better than my Phoenix versus Wizard matchup because Shark Scale is just so aggressive. It can get underneath that Wizard and get it into the air. That's the whole goal here. So push it down onto the ground with Extreme Dash, but he's tilted so bad, and that's just not a good look because he gets extremed twice in a row, and I take the final game, go up 4-1, claim a pack of Pokemon. Thank you, Succulent. Please give it to me. We take the last one. We're down 2-1, but two extremes get me there. He still makes top cut though, so good game. I think I'm playing Peanuts again. I need a lock in. I'm on my round 4, my round 5 opponents battling together. Carlos judging. So our fantastic Swiss run does qualify me into top cut. Not the first seed, I think I'm about like the 4th or 3rd seed. Going against Sean 514, aka Peanuts, aka the best player in New York. But I've said that before. Said that last time in the previous video. I did beat him before in that video, but this is a different game. 1st to 7 this time. He's starting Wizard Rod. I start my Phoenix as his B side. I consider starting the Wizard because I know that he knows that I start Phoenix all the time, and I think he knew that this time. So he went for that Wizard play into the Phoenix. So I kind of wish I played my Wizard. And unlike the previous match, my Phoenix cannot do enough damage to this Wizard, and he's going to take the spin finish 1-0. But that's okay. When you see a Wizard on Hexa, like the 160 Hexa, and you're playing a standard attacker, you can most likely comfortably give up that point, as long as just the 1 point, right? And now I see his Shark Scale, and this is a matchup I know I can win. I'm pretty good into the Shark Scale mirror, especially since I'm on 960 for that spin finish. So I'm just here trying to get that pocket as soon as possible. He gets a nice little tilt launch, but booms me into the pocket right after punching me to the extreme. That was a crazy launch tech by Sean there. Unfortunate for me. So now I go down 3-0. Wizard into his AP. And now this matchup, I'm favored because Wizard Rod, even if it's on Unite, is good no matter what against other attackers. Typically, Sean plays a Phoenix, but today he's playing AP because everyone has an AP. 760 Rush. I get a nice little tilt. I'm able to dodge the first attack, but I get bursted, man. Oh, the high burst resistance Unite with the 160. I was just tilted the wrong way, and he slices my Beyblade in half. And that's not what you want to see. Both the matchups that I wanted to see that are technically in my favor typically, I lose. So now we're down 5-0. I would have lost in Swiss, but it's top cut, it's 1st to 7. I need to reconsider my reshuffle desperately. So I have X side here. My options are Wizard or Shark, but I choose for the Shark. And I see the Shark mirror again, and that's what I want to see because, again, like it should be good for me. So this time I just need to launch a little bit better, read his launch, and try to pocket him as soon as possible, get some points back onto the board. He meets me in the corner, goes crazy, and gets pocketed. So as I just said, as I predicted, this is how it should go. And we are finally on the board. It is 2-5 against Sean here. And now I know Wizard and Phoenix, those are my guys, man. They've been doing me well all day. As long as we don't get bursted like before, and if we can win this spin finish. I've beaten his Wizard before with Phoenix. I've beaten other Wizards today with Phoenix. So seeing this exact matchup again, if I can turn the tides from the previous matchup, I can do this here. So I'm going to go for a top of the stadium flat launch, try to hit this Wizard, but I whiff so many extreme dashes, and I'm unable to land a strong hit here. I hit him sideways, he bounces off the wall, and at that point it's just kind of the same exact outcome as the first time these two Beyblades battled. So I know in my head this Phoenix is not winning. I'm going to be down 6-2, but I have Wizard Rod going against this Aero Pegasus next. That is a good matchup. So I'm going to be on the X side. My strategy is to go for that slide launch, go into the top left corner, and just hide from that Arrow Pegasus as well as possible. And then I should be able to win it and reshuffle and hopefully get a better matchup for against his wizard. But unfortunately, my launch attack is bad, and I flick it a little bit too hard, and I self-KO to give him the final point. So embarrassing. We lose in Top Cut once again. All of these Dave & Buster's Weeklies videos I posted, I lose Top Cut round 1. This needs to change, guys. What will it take for me to win a tournament? We've beat Peanuts in the last 2 videos, but not when it counts today. I go out in the top 8 once again. I literally cannot make it past the first round of Top Cut in these weekly tournaments. I don't know why. To end it on a self-KO there, I was trying to go for a slide launch, and I just slid it into the wrong direction. So embarrassing. I heard my launcher crack. I didn't call it. Okay, we'll be back next week. We're gonna try again.